when the Olympic record holder stumbled and brutally slammed into the track during the semi-finals for the 110-meter hurdles, it seemed like China might actually have a chance of getting their first ever Olympic medal in the event. After he won gold medals in competitions all over Asia and he broke the Asian record 2 years earlier, the Chinese fans were out in force for Lu Zhang. So as the race set off and Lu powered ahead of all the other runners, there really was no stopping him. Even after he crossed the finish line, he had to be stopped by an official before he ran in front of a pole vaulter about to throw. Lu thought he'd achieved everything he could ever want. He'd set a new Olympic record and he'd won China's first ever Olympic gold medal in men's track and field. And as Lu returned home a hero, it felt like life would just keep on getting better. The Chinese government even gave his parents an apartment, and his dad was given unlimited leave from work to support his son. At first, Lu enjoyed the attention and the appreciation for what he'd accomplished. He started accepting sponsorship offers and he started making more money than he'd ever seen in his life. But it didn't really change much for Lu. After all, with his intense training regime and the expectation that he would continue to bring glory to China, he never really had much time to enjoy his riches. In the years that followed, Lu Zhang continued excelling, breaking the world record in 2006 and winning the world championships in 2007, making him the first man in hurdles to ever hold all three titles at once. But as China prepared for the 2008 Beijing Olympics, the insatiable fervor around Lu became very uncomfortable. He couldn't go to the shops without being swarmed, he started losing touch with his family and friends, and his coach, Sun Haiping, had dedicated his entire life to training Lu, even being quoted as saying that he regards Lu as his son, and he doesn't even care about his own daughter as much as he does for Lu. Sun was also reportedly told by Chinese officials that nothing less than victory would be acceptable in Beijing, and that if Lu couldn't win, it would make everything that he'd done before completely meaningless. Lu's incredible success had created an obsession and an expectation from his country that he couldn't possibly live up to. And as if the pressure wasn't already intense enough, Lu was shaken when just 2 months before the games, his world record was broken by 100th of a second by Cuban hurdler Dairon Robles. Lu trained harder than he'd ever done before in the lead up to the Beijing Olympics. However, when it came to his preliminary heat, as he lined up, something was clearly wrong. As the starter pistol fired, there was a false start, and by the time the other runners lined up again for the restart, Lu was nowhere to be seen. In an interview soon after, Lu's coach explained that Lu had a problem with his Achilles tendon and he couldn't go on. He apologized to China for the failure and he broke down in tears. Most of the Chinese people were sympathetic, but some were not as understanding, calling Lu a coward, saying that he stained the